Over the past 5 years, we've had a ton of metas in Warzone. We've had the MP40, we've had the Blixen, the Bruin, the STG, the M4, the HDR, the Car 98. You get the point. We've had a bunch of them, but in today's video, we're going to top 5 it for you and give you the top 5 Warzone metas of all time. If you guys do enjoy this type of content, let me know by leaving a like, commenting, subscribing to the channel, turning on post notifications, and let's get right into today's video. Starting at number 5, the AMAX. It was an assault rifle that dealt high damage per shot, all while having good range and very manageable recoil. The high DPS was countered by a slow fire rate, but that didn't really matter because of the bullet velocity. I don't know if they just didn't test this or didn't think about it, but the bullet velocity was very counterintuitive to the fact that they made this fire rate a little bit slower. I don't know. Very counterintuitive. The bullet velocity made it great for medium to long range situations, and when you pair it with some of the meta SMGs at the time, it made it perfect for Verdansk and Rebirth Island. The only problem with this gun is that if you weren't really accurate or you weren't an accurate player, you were punished greatly. I love the AMAX. I used it for as long as I possibly could, and this brings it in at number 5 on today's list. At number 4, the MAC-10. The MAC-10 was an SMG with an insane fire rate of 1,100 rounds per minute. It dealt very high damage up close, but once you started to get to those medium to long range situations, the damage drop off was brutal and it became almost useless. It would still kill people, but almost any AR that was being ran at the time would kill you 2 times over before the MAC-10 would. It was very small, which created a very fast aim down sight speed and very fast movement speed. It did have some recoil, by some, I mean a lot, but once the community found the right attachments, there was no turning back. It went absolutely crazy, and that is good for number 4 on today's list. Number 3 is a fan favorite even to today, but we are going to be talking about the original version of this gun, that being the Grau. Now, I will say with the Grau, when they made the stat adjustments to this thing, they had to have purposefully been trying to make this gun meta, because nothing else about it makes any sense at all. It had a moderate fire rate of 600 rounds per minute. That isn't the bad part. The bad part is that it had moderate to high damage, was non-existent. So it was like having an AR and a sniper. Imagine an automatic HDR. That's what it was like, but take away the recoil of the HDR. So imagine having a no recoil, fully automatic HDR. That's what the original Grau was like. It didn't make sense. There's no way they tested it, come to think of it. There's no way that they did. And you'll see that in these next 2. More so the number 1. But before we get into this top 2, make sure you all like the video. If you are enjoying the content, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Let me know a top 5 that you guys would like to see me do. This is my first ever top 5 for YouTube. I've made one and kind of a quick one to put over on TikTok. All the links to all my channels and social medias will be down in the description down below. But let's get into this top 2. Coming in at number 2, the Kilo. The Kilo in its original form was a fan favorite that just seemingly did everything right. I mean, the damage was pretty good, the recoil was manageable, the damage drop off wasn't penalizing, it was easy to use, it was something that any player could just pick up and use and learn Warzone with. That's not a bad thing. The bad thing was that the pro players and the streamers also found this out, which means the rest of the community also found this out as well. It turned into the only gun that you could run. It was good in every situation. I ran the Kilo a little bit, but it's not better than the number 1 on this list. And the only reason that it's not number 1 on this list is because the number 1 gun of all time, the number 1 meta of all time, is the DMR. I don't think that there was ever a question in this. The DMR was easily the most broken Warzone meta of all time, and it's not even close, honestly. And that's not saying that these other guns suck, that's just saying that this is how good the DMR was. The DMR had its own nickname. DMR zone. I think this is also one of the very few, if the only time, that pros, streamers, and casuals were all on the same page saying this gun needs nerfed. You may be saying, hey, well, why didn't you guys just stop using it? Because you didn't want to be that person, and this happening to me on multiple occasions. Because at first I didn't want to use it, because that's how cheap it was. You didn't want to be the person that got to the final 5 and you hear that iconic firing sound or that iconic firing rate. You knew it was over right then. You may have well just left the game. It was 2 shots to the head, 3 shots to the body. Insane. No recoil, fast TTK. If you had a good trigger finger, it was instant. Like if you had one of those old school trigger fingers where had mouse click triggers, or you just were on mouse and key, instant death. No question about it. I never wish to see a gun like this ever again. That's why every year when we get a new game and they integrate all the guns, the first thing I check out is the marksman rifles. To this day, I check out the marksman rifles every year that they add in the guns for the new game into Warzone, because I am petrified that we are eventually going to have another DMR zone type thing. Like, you think the DM10 right now is bad? Times that by like 60, and then you'll have what DMR zone was like. It was stupid. It was unfair. There's no way that they actually tested this. You can't convince me. You could show me video proof that they tested this gun, and I would still call you a liar to your face. That's how broken this gun was. If you didn't get the sure agony and privilege of playing in DMR zone, it was a miserable experience. What a time to be alive. But that's going to round out the top 5. If you guys want to see me do another top 5, let me know down in the comments section. I'm going to try to get better at these. I know, kind of rough around the edges when it comes to this, but this is my very first top 5 in a long form video. I'm going to stop talking your all's ear off. If you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe, post notifications. Social media is down in the description. Peace.